G'day and welcome back to the channel, Headlight Restoration Perth. Today I got the opportunity to work on a 2002 C200 Mercedes. Nice little car, well maintained, and as you can see, there's a few curves and everything to work with, but definitely worth the effort, so I am starting out with the 400, and straight away, it was really nice to work with. Like notoriously, Mercedes have this reputation of not being the best car to work with, and I'm sure that they do have a lot of the harder plastics and clears and everything that I haven't had the opportunity to work with yet. But the couple that I have worked with, that they've been like this. So the headlight was pretty sunburned. The clear wasn't really there. So I was just getting rid of the oxidation from the lens. But again, I am just showing you a new way that I've come across doing this by following Broward County guy there, the Broward Headlight Restoration in Florida. Just for the prep process, so to speak, with the wet and dry up to anything that you do under the 500 grit. So fortunately, I was able to start with the 4. I probably could have even started higher, but I thought, well, I want to use that method again, so I started under the 500 grit so I could do the wet and dry and things like that as well. So I give it a good going over with the 400. Got rid of a lot of that sunburn and the oxidation, because as you saw there, it was pretty evident straight off the get-go. So this car belongs to the lady that owns it. What a really nice lady. She couldn't do enough for you. You arrive at her house, she brings you out a coffee, and then 3/4 of the way through the job, she'll bring you out a bottle of water. She was such a nice lady, and she took a lot of interest in what I was doing and everything like that. So first time really having someone watch me do the work on their car, and fortunately, it was a really nice car to work with. So really nice lady to talk to, and so we could only hope for customers like that, So as you can see there, I'm finished the 400 with the dry sanding, but again I'm doing the 400 still, but with the wet sanding. Just for the simple fact that, once you're using that, the water, that 400 does lose a bit of grit, so to speak. So you could be working with a 450, 480 sort of thing when you're applying the water. So it's a really nice segue into the next grit level. And even so, you're still using the machine to do the drill, to do that wet and dry, you then use the gimbal to just get rid of all the swirls while you're using that wet and dry as well. This is a step I made an error on my last video, because I did the hand sanding section. It was dry, but I was reminded that this section, when you're doing this after the wet and dry, it's also wet. So you start off dry, then you do the wet, and then the hand by wet as well, just to get rid of any swirls and things like that. So you're doing a horizontal or vertical or it's just to remove the swirl marks, you know. So, and you do this for as long as you feel happy, you know, like you get to feel the difference. The more you do it, it did smooth out a lot. And definitely, I think this is something that I'm going to do more of when I have to work starting less than that 500 grit. So, you know, if I'm doing the 320s and things like that, I'll definitely be doing the 320, then the 400, and that, just to get that preparation for that 600 where I normally would be really going, you know. So jumping to the 600 now, and you know, as you can see, it's a lot nicer starting with the 600 after you've prepped it with the 4 and the wet and dry and everything. So and the last time that I did this, well, the last time was the first time using that process. So, and the lights come out really nicely, you know. So they were my previous video, that cloudy to crystal clear. So doing this, the lights actually didn't come out too badly either. So and you know, that proper preparation promotes perfect presentation, you know, that the 5 Ps, and that water really does allow you to get that nicer starting point when you're starting with the 600s and things like that, you know. It really does get rid of that heavier stuff a lot nicer. As you can see there, I'm just in between those the 2 circles, so to speak. There is a little crease, so it's not much of a valley, but it's just enough where you want to use a little bit of hand if you can, like with the pad and the drill. It does cover it, but like just to get that extra little bit, you know, I don't mind using the hand process, especially when you're doing the edges and everything, just to get that nice clean edge. And I do that on most of them. So I think it's just becoming a habit now and something that I like to do. So like I say, like if you've seen a few of my videos, you know that I'm still working out all the kinks and everything. If this is the first time, welcome. Like, subscribe so you can get all the updates. But if this is your first, like I'm glad you're here, and like feel free to make comments, anything like that, because like I say, I'm definitely not the professional at this. I've only been doing it for a few short months, and I have learnt a lot I've learnt everything from YouTube. You know, didn't even know how to do it a few months ago. So, and with the comments and everything, they're giving me bits of tips here and there, and I'm applying them where I can, and hopefully over the next couple of months I would have created my go-to process where I can hone all the skills that I've created on that process, and just get those continual results. Like as you can see there, I like to do that edging, as you felt. So, and that was finishing with the 8. So this is the 3M 3000 Trizac polishing pad. So this is the stage where you're doing a good portion of the polishing, getting a lot of the marks out and everything. Even so, it's a pad and 3000 grit. Like they really do make a lot of difference with that when you add the water and doing the wet process with this. It really gets that surface prep for what I do the polishing, because this is now just sort of like finalizing that sanding, just to get rid of any loose particles and things like that. So once I've done this, I then get some Windex or window cleaner and just spray it over, let it fall down the lens, just to pull those little particles out of the really fine little grooves that might still be there, like the little vertical or horizontal lines. And then I just give it the little blower, get rid of any excess water around the creases, so you don't grab any when you're doing that polishing, and it doesn't flick back up on the lens and everything. So as you can see, like the lens is starting to, even so it looks like it did at the beginning, you can see it's white now and not that yellow. So I use the Meguiar's Plastex. I do use also the Chemical Guys, the Headlight Restorer. But like I say, I've got a lot more of the Plastex product, so I do find myself going through that. I haven't actually pinpointed the perfect lens for that restorer because it's a lot more oil based, but I did make a little mix of both, which I don't mind. And also, if you're new, you'll see that I do this dabbing process, and I do it a lot, because what I've found is the more I do this, when you give it that time to penetrate and go into the plastic, it really does absorb and rehydrates the lens and everything. And like you can see, like that, this is coming shiny already, and I haven't even started the buffing process, So, and when I do this, like it's like the buffing process is just a whole lot simpler, and it's a lot quicker because, usually when you apply the polish, you're not just applying the polish and then starting the buffing where you got to try and push it all in and everything. So I do like that dabbing where you can just let the lens have a bit of a drink and hydrate itself, and then you just clear from any dust with the cloth at the end. And I get ready, because I do use the Meguiar's, the Keep Clear. I didn't show the can like I normally do, but it is the Meguiar's Keep Clear, the lens clear finish. And there you go. So from start to finish, I was really happy with the result. She was wrapped. So yeah, like, subscribe for more. I'll see you again.